Good evening, everyone. For Telesur, I'm Sarah Begum in Caracas, Venezuela. A U.S. State Department spokeswoman says Cuba has freed some of 53 people the United States regards as political prisoners, as agreed under the last month's U.S.-Cuban rapprochement. State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki would not provide a specific number, but noted that the release of all 53 is not a precondition for holding talks on migration and on the eventual normalization of relations between the United States and Cuba that are scheduled to take place later this month.
In terms of prisoners, which you're right, we had a discussion on yesterday. As Raul Castro indicated in his December 17th speech, the Cuban government made the decision to release these individuals as part of the discussions with them. This is a commitment that they made not just to the United States, but to the Vatican as well. We will continue, of course, to urge the Cuban government to follow through on its commitment. They've already released some of the prisoners. We'd like to see this completed in the near future. And certainly that's something we'll continue to discuss.
In Brazil, two trains serving the much-criticized commuter rail service collided outside Rio de Janeiro, injuring 158 people. The accident occurred when a train stopped at a station was struck from behind by another in Mesquita, 34 kilometers outside Rio. The Supervia commuter service has dilapidated infrastructure and lacks air conditioning. Around 620,000 people use the service daily as they commute in and out from Rio in the suburbs. In Mexico, the wife of the former mayor of Iguala, the city where 43 students were abducted and killed, was charged with organized crime and money laundering. Her jail term is said to be indefinite due to her also being suspected of helping mastermind the mass abduction. Prosecutors say Maria de los Angeles Pineda and her brothers were involved in an operational drug gang that police handed over the students of the 2014 Ayotzinapa mass kidnapping to. And moving to Peru, the country is seeing some of the largest protests in decades over a new law which damages labor rights for those under 25. The law is becoming the single most unpopular act by President Ollanta Humala. Our Peru correspondent, Rael Mora, has more.
Representatives of youth groups from all areas of Lima and from an array of affiliations have come together to hold a press conference in Congress. They are demanding that political leaders meet to vote to put an end to the infamous law that cuts labor rights for youth under 25 years of age by allowing pay cuts, reducing vacation days, and removing bonuses.
We make a call to all citizens in general and urge that a special session of Congress takes place. Today, there is a meeting of party spokespeople, and it is at this time this matter is discussed, and they listen to the general population that have been holding demonstrations and will continue to do so until this unjust law is repealed.
The law has lost the support of most political parties who claim that it is stripping away the labor rights of Peruvian people. It also gives permission to businesses to cut severance payments, life insurance, and occupational insurance for workers 24 years of age or younger.
The government is stubborn and insists on maintaining this erosion in rights because that is what the government wants to do, is to erode all labour rights. This is the beginning to take the erosion of the working environment to the extreme, to make a regime without rights. That is why this battle of the youth is a battle for all the nation to defend the concept of dignified work.
Protesters are organizing themselves according to their neighborhoods, universities, cultural groups, party affiliations, and union memberships. Each group is mobilizing for a fourth protest on January 15 that is expected to see an even larger number of participants. Reporting from Lima, Peru for Telesur, Rael Mora.
Thank you, Rael. United States President Barack Obama and Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto met in the Oval Office. They discussed migration and security issues. Peña Nieto's visit takes place in the midst of the deepest political crisis of his mandate, due to the failed official response due to the disappearance of the 43 Ayotzinapa students. As a result, protests have been held in more than 20 U.S. cities against Peña Nieto as he met with Obama. Protesters are demanding justice for the missing Ayotzinapa students. They gathered outside the White House as Obama and Peña Nieto met inside. Peaceful protests also were held at the Mexican embassy in Washington, D.C. And staying in the United States, Republicans assumed full control of Congress. For an update, we go to Alexandra Hall in Washington.
Vice President Joe Biden swore in new members of Congress on Capitol Hill at midday on Tuesday. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell replaced Harry Reid as Senate Majority Leader. McConnell's expected to lead his party on a number of issues important to Republicans, including immigration, Cuba, and attempts to repeal, if they can, at least some parts of President Obama's Affordable Care Act. We can expect abrupt confrontations between Republican lawmakers and President Obama as early as Wednesday, when Republicans attempt to pass a bill that would approve the Keystone XL pipeline. According to the White House, President Obama has said that he will veto that bill if it is passed. Looking ahead, President Obama will meet with congressional leaders next Tuesday, 1 week for today, to discuss what's the next step for this Congress. In Washington, I'm Alexandra Hall for Telesur.
Thanks to Alex. And oil prices continue their free fall, with the price opening in New York at under $50 a barrel. Oil has lost more than half its value in just a few months. Saudi Arabia and the United States are continuing high production levels. Despite the oversupply of oil, major oil-producing nations led by OPEC are refusing to cut production. Fears are increasing that lower oil prices could lead to economic instability.
En los mercados europeos, el precio del barril del Mar del Norte también seguía cayendo este martes. El petróleo ha perdido más.
In Indonesia, recovery teams are racing to find bodies and the wreckage from AirAsia Flight 8501, which could have drifted due to rough weather. Only 34 bodies of the 162 in the plane have been recovered so far, and the location of the black box flight recorder is unknown. And we end today in space, where a new Earth-like planet has been found outside our solar system. The planet, named Kepler 438b, is slightly larger than Earth and circles an orange dwarf star that heats it similar to our Sun. The temperature is just right for liquid water to flow, which, combined with its rocky surface, are two of the most important factors scientists look for when assessing a planet's chances of being hospitable to life. More on these and other stories on our website, telesortv.net/English. For Telesor English, I'm Sarah Bagan. Good night.